Hey, what's up? Thank you so much, Kids Ministry team, for tuning into this week's Huddle video. I hope these things keep you inspired and informed as you continue to make a big difference in helping kids experience Jesus at their level. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We're going to celebrate this past Sunday because the Sunday evening services and adding the fourth service, man, we are just rolling. 1,600 people were at the North Campus this past Sunday, over 400 kids. I mean, this is bananas. This is so cool to do this with you guys. One of the things that we did too on Sunday is we had so many kids coming in during one particular service that we paged fives. So 555, anytime that pops up in the auditorium parent paging screen, that means we're in a situation where we would have to turn families away unless we can get additional team members to keep the ratios safe in our rooms. So you guys responded in a big way. Thank you to everybody who did that. You guys all came out and we were able to accommodate every single family that came on Sunday, which was really neat. Had we not paged 555 there and had you guys not come out and serve, we would have had to turn away 33 kids on Sunday, which is crazy. The amount of people coming here, but also just the addition of the fourth service and what it's doing. And this tells me, I mean, I've met multiple families on Sunday too, that they came here because either a kid or a family in general invited them to come experience Jesus here and learn who he is. So this is really great stuff, and it's awesome serving alongside you guys, and we're still really focused on building up the team, but as much as you can too. Commit to your serving commitment for especially August and September as we get rolling here in the fall. And even if you're on like an every other week rotation and you can jump in on your off weekend, you can utilize the sign-up sheets and planning center, or just let me know, man. It really is a hands-on deck type of thing as we get rolling here in the new ministry semester. So thank you so much for serving so faithfully. Really appreciate you guys. This is a really neat thing to be a part of here. We also have all of the team member covenants, okay? So these are going to be in your rooms. For those of you that were at the team, all the team member full team training a couple of Thursdays ago, we handed out the new handbook. I would highly encourage you guys to check that out. But also, if you could sign this, we need a signed copy. This is just an update of all the things that we're actually committing to in kids ministry. A few things that are up to date. It really goes through the top 5 goals that we have as a kids ministry too. So we need a signed copy from everybody. So if you could just go ahead and sign that. There's going to be copies in every single room this weekend. You can just sign it and leave it right there in the room. So this room in particular too, a little bit of an update. I'm actually going to have to check the audio to make sure you can actually hear me because we have new soundproofing panels in the preschool room. So this is something that we've talked about for a long time, and when we get a bunch of kids in these particular rooms with these garage doors, man, I can't hear anything at times. It's just crazy, but again, really cool to be a part of it. There's so many kids and they're having so much fun that we can't hear anything. So we have soundproofing panels up, which is really neat, and yeah, it's just really, really cool. So if there's anything that you think of that might enhance the experience, don't just like grind away and say, oh, well, let's just make do. This was a suggestion from team members who said, man, it's really hard to hear when we get so many bodies in here. So I love the continual mindset of improvement and growth. If there's anything that you can think of, think outside the box of like, man, what are the barriers currently for you helping kids experience Jesus at their level? We're going to try to break down those barriers as often as we can, being the best stewards that we can of the resources that we have. So I know this one took a while, so thank you for your patience in that one. But please let me know if there's anything else too that might pop up. I love brainstorming those types of things. So last thing that I have for you is just a recap of kind of a couple of teaching things that we've done in Huddles past. So one time, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about don't think control, but rather think connect. When you think about like how to connect with kids, a lot of times our instructions are just to get them to do what we want them to do. And really the goal is deeper than that. We want to connect with them. So that should go through our minds when we're going about any sort of interaction with a kid. Man, the goal here is to connect with them, certainly maintain appropriate boundaries and expectations and all of that, but the goal isn't to control them, okay? We also, a week later, we talked about don't think inform, think interpret. Help the kid bring what they're learning and help them apply it to their everyday life. That's the goal. They don't just need to hear about the Bible story, they need to know why it matters for them. This week, what we're going to talk about really briefly is don't think what, think why. Okay? So it's not about what we're doing, it's about why we're doing it. So this is something that you could just have on your mind this Sunday and the Sundays to come. Maybe that could be one tangible, practical thing that you could take into this weekend is just say, okay, you know what? A lot of times when we're focused on what we do is we explain what wiggle worship is. Hey, wiggle worship, buddy, is a time when we go in and we sing and we dance. But why do we do that? Why? We do this because we get to connect with the God who created us, and we get to express our love and our passion for what he's done for us. Man, those are two different things. So a lot of times we can just get stuck in what, but instead talk about why. Don't just talk about what an elementary small group is, where we get in a circle and we talk about some questions about what we learned. Talk about why that's important and how it's important for you to be in a group and everything from this past Sunday's message. So there's a lot of different examples, and I could go through many of them, but then honestly, if you just think through, okay, have that on your heart and on your mind as we go into Sunday. Of everything that I do today, don't think what, think why. Why is it important that we connect with parents and then actually communicate that? Why? What are we doing throughout the entire kids ministry experience? But communicate the why to the kid, and they might be able to go above and beyond. There's a bunch of TED Talks too on why, like starting with why and all those things too. If you want to do some additional research for some extra credit, there's a lot of stuff out there, and just like, man, the importance of starting with why and not necessarily starting with what. You'll get a lot more results a lot faster with whatever you're trying to do. And then one piece of logistical information as well. A couple of weeks ago, we had a staff transition here at the North Campus, and it was somewhat communicated, but many of you, I've come to understand, have not heard about that yet, so I wanted to keep you in the loop. Kathy Rowan was our previous Connections Director, who has since taken a step off of staff, and she's decided to pursue other opportunities and just do what's best for her family in this season. So we love Kathy. We've already missed her big time, but she stepped out of the Connections Director role here at the North Campus, and that position is currently vacant. So that's just a piece of news. If you knew Kathy, wanted to keep you up to date, you could wish her well, and then you could be praying with us about who God might be calling to fulfill that Connections Director role here at the North Campus. So if you got any questions about that or anything else, go ahead and give me a shout. I will see you guys on Sunday.